Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on into the show. The Miami Hurricanes, your Miami Hurricanes. Ooh, they won so good today, my green screen almost fell. There we go. All right, don't topple over. All right, hopefully it stays put. Where was I? Yes, the Miami Hurricanes put a beat down. When they say belt to ass, that's what they're talking about. Miami puts a whooping today, a whooping on Pitt in their house in the cold when some, including myself, admittedly, were having doubts. I did not think they would put on a performance like this, but they did. Miami wins 38-7. Again, you see it in the thumbnail. Belt to ass, Miami dominates to go 10-2 for the second straight season. That was a whooping. LFG Canes, let's go. John, I guess you and me were both wrong. Rob, so you had him losing this one too. I had doubts. I will fully admit I had my doubts. This was an iffy one for me. I even said it on the show. Look, I could see both outcomes. I really can. I could see both outcomes, but I did not see. I knew Miami could come out with the focus, but man, it being Pitt, it being a much better defense than what we've played the last few weeks, I was like, it's going to be a challenge. They're playing for something too. They're in their house. It's cold. I really thought that was going to be a factor. It was not. Mario Cristobal, kudos to him, man. He really had this team mentally and physically prepared. Keyword mentally, though. He had us mentally prepared for this game. There was a quote during the game. They said it during the telecast. I didn't watch the Skycast version this time. I watched the regular telecast, and it was something to the effect of there's no such thing as bad weather games, only soft people. And that was, I think they put it on the screen. We were already up 10-7 or 17-7. So, yeah, it was fitting. And I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed because in years past, we all have the PTSD. The last 20 years, we'd go into a game like this and we would choke big time. But we did it. We did our job today. Not just a win, but a dominant win. I don't know about you guys, but I think that alone, that dominant performance of a ranked opponent on the road, common opponent, mind you, with Notre Dame, that should be enough to get us past Notre Dame, in my opinion. That should be enough. Now, if you want to have the argument that, hey, Notre Dame should probably be in also, you know what? You might be right. But let me tell you, that was enough to show me that this is a playoff team. They should be in based on what we saw today alone, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree. Ohio Hurricane, thank you for the dono. Great win. Go Canes. Absolutely an awesome win. The weather I thought was a problem. So did I, man. I really thought that was going to play more of a factor. It didn't. And man, that was a satisfying win. We've had a few of them lately. Yeah, I love how we've come out of the gate and played since that SMU loss. It was big for us to string together some dominant performances, and we've done that. It may not have looked like so in the Virginia Tech final score, but I mean, we controlled that entire game. At no point have we played a close game since that SMU game. And if you want to go by the committee's logic, how have we looked lately? Well, lately we look like a playoff team. So we got some Canes over here. That catch by Mal. Yeah, no, there was a few insane catches today. A few of them. 5 wins against ranked at the time. Five wins against ranked teams at the time of the game this season. Yep, you are correct. It's hard to gauge, though, what the committee looks at. Is it ranked at the time you played them, or is it their ranking now at the end of the season? Or is it their ranking like when you do the polls? Again, they move goalposts, and it's really hard to gauge what they're gonna look at. It seems like with other teams, when they feel like it, they'll say, "Oh, well, when they played this team, they were number 12 and they beat them." It depends on the team, honestly. Let's see. I know I missed a bunch of comments. Hold on. I mean, I always thought we were a playoff team. The boogeyman to me is BYU one loss better than strength of schedule in both us and Notre Dame. I couldn't believe that, but it's the metric that they used. Yeah, I do think the amount of losses you have matters, regardless of the conference you're in. However, BYU is a bit of a special case because they really play a soft schedule. And I mean, what's their signature win? They don't have one. They played one really good team this year, Texas Tech, if I'm not mistaken, and they got blown out. So, yeah, there is the argument in that case. Yeah, it comes. I think strength of schedule comes into play when the strength of schedule there's that much of a drop off because they really do not play anybody. John Mario took a step forward coaching wise. Mario had an exorcismo putting the ghost of Syracuse away. Listen, I'm in a group chat and one of us was at the game today. Shout out to him. He was, he was reporting straight from the game, and he was telling us that Mario was fired the F up on the sideline, and that's what I love to see. And Notre Dame using the metric the committee uses, that's what shocked me. Yeah, Notre Dame strength of schedule about the same. Can argue Miami has better. Yeah, when they're actually doing the rankings of that, the strength of schedule, strength of record, and all that, the difference isn't much. Like if the difference was like huge, okay, then maybe head to head doesn't matter at much. It should still matter. It should definitely still matter. But in this, that's not the case. Our strength of schedule and theirs is like pretty comparable. And you have the same record, and you got the head to head win. And you got this exclamation point to end the season, this dominant victory on the road. I don't know what else you need to do, aside from not losing 2 games, obviously. But we're in the situation. We finished strong. And regardless of what happens tonight, we finished 10-2, second straight season. Miami, in a time where, coming off the SMU game, remember how we all felt coming off the SMU game? We thought season's over. They're probably going to start shutting some guys down. And it was looking a little bleak because he still had a lot of games left to play. And it was like, man, I don't know how they're going to get through this. I thought they were going to lose at least one more for sure because that's what the data told me, looking back 20 years. But kudos to them for really picking themselves off the turf and deciding we're not going to lose again and we're going to dominate the rest of the way. And they did that. Kudos to Mario, the coaching staff, the leadership on the team, the guys on the field. Top to bottom, they all deserve a big pat on the back for this one because these late season collapses have been a regular thing for Miami since we joined the ACC back in 2004. And this year, it wasn't the case. There was one exception to that, 2016, Mark Richt's first season. We finished on a 5-game winning streak. We beat a ranked West Virginia team in the bowl game. That's been the only other time. Even the magical 2017 season, there was a bit of an unraveling at the end there. Last year, as good as our offense was, elite, dominant, bit of an unraveling at the end. Not this year. Miami put their foot down. It was like, we are not losing again. We are going to dominate the month of November, and they have done just that. I love it. I feel good. Regardless of what happens the rest of today, I will be watching this Oklahoma-LSU game. It is 3-0 Oklahoma right now. Yeah. I feel good is what I'm trying to say. Regardless of what happens, I feel good. That was a very satisfying victory. I think this was a solid – this has been a solid, really, really good to great at times football team all season long. I'm happy with the product, the result. Gave me some reasons to celebrate early on, beating all of our rivals. You had some hiccups midseason, but then you pick yourself off the turf and you finish strong. I can actually fully enjoy my Christmas now, but that's just what I wanted to come on here and say. Rob Duke says, John, do you think we are better this year? Better than last year? Yes, 1,000% we're better than last year because, we might have started 9-0, and we had that big lead against Syracuse, but our defense was just nosediving heading to that finish line. So should we have been in the playoff anyways last year? You can make a case for sure. I mean, why would you not want to have a guy like Cam Ward in the playoffs? He would have been the best quarterback by far. But I think we all know we probably would have been bounced in the first round unless we got really lucky and faced a really crappy team and we just boat raced them offensively. How much did Miami beat NC State by? How much did we beat Pitt by compared to Notre Dame? What is Notre Dame's argument? Yeah, I mean, they can bring up the Syracuse argument for sure, and they can bring up, well, our loss to Texas A&M wasn't as bad as your loss to Louisville, let's say. Sure. Yeah, we can go tit for tat and do all that. We can do all that all day. But the thing that matters over anything is we have the same record, strength of schedule is comparable, and we beat you head to head. What else do you need to look at? But let's see. Let's see how today unfolds. Let's see. One of those TDs, heard whistle scared me. PTSD is real. Yeah. To this day, I mean, I've had it since I was a kid, being a Dolphins fan. Anytime we have a big play, my first instinct is to look for a flag on the field. I don't know if you guys are the same. There's no comparison to Notre Dame, in my opinion. I agree. I think we should be ahead of them. If everything goes down with Texas beating them, that's what pushes us ahead with head-to-head. Yeah. Because if the committee's going to have the argument, oh no, it's not when you played the team, it's how they look throughout the season. Well, A&M looked great throughout the season, but then they narrowly escaped against a bad South Carolina team, and they lost to an inferior Texas team. Yes, it was on the road. Yes, it's a rivalry, but I mean, that Texas team, I thought, put a whooping on them. I didn't think A&M was really in the game. Texas lost to Florida. Yes, they did. Yeah, Texas was solid. They were decent, but I mean, Texas themselves, they had to narrowly escape against some poor competition. So, like, what are we doing here? All people can say is the two losses are average. All people can say is the two losses are average by Miami. I think that's the most you can say. Louisville's not bad, obviously, but it was a bad loss. SMU is currently ranked and is probably the favorite right now in the ACC, and you lost to them in overtime in their house with a lot of questionable officiating. So, all that should be taken into account. It's a good question. John, are you a Florida fan tonight or FSU? You know what? It usually depends on the season. Sometimes I will pull for one of the two. I really don't care tonight because I don't think either one winning or losing helps us. Louisville boat racing Kentucky has to help. Yeah, it might. It sucks that they just laid down on SMU. And also Louisville had a bunch of injuries, but they just laid down and quit in that game. All right, guys. Thank you to the 55 of you who wanted to hop on with me right now and talk some Canes. Just to run through the stats really quick. Miami had 416 total yards to Pitt's 229. 28 first downs to Pitt's 11. The defense stepped up today. That was one of the things I said in my pregame prediction is like, if Miami wants to win this game, they're going to have to lean on their defense one last time. And they did. The defense was elite today. They saved the best for last. Shannon Dawson was another key. He needed to save his best for last, and he did. Third downs were 5 for 8. That's really solid to their 4 for 13. Time of possession, 35-55 to their 24-05. Let's see. Attendance, 49,000. Oh, by the way, Pitt, just like us, plays in an NFL stadium. They were playing for something today. They had a chance to go to the ACC title game with a win. That stadium looked about 70% full, maybe. How come they don't get the stadium jokes? How come it's just us? Just a thought. Let's see. Box score, team stats. Let's see what the full box score. I'm trying to look at the individual stats, but they have them here on the side. Carson Beck, 23 of 29, 3 tutties, one pick on a complete miscommunication at the end of the game there. Didn't really matter at the end of the day. Gerard Pringle, 10 carries for 82 yards. I thought we ran the ball much better today, and I thought that was a huge key to the game. Just moving the chains, wearing their defense down. In that middle 8, I thought we ran the ball very well. That was important. Ruben Bain showed up big, 1.5 sacks. Got consistent pressure. There was that one questionable 4th down that they converted that was like right on the line. They couldn't overturn it. Fine, whatever. There was not enough evidence, I guess, but it was real close. On that play, Ruben Bain, I think, lined up at defensive tackle and drove the guard into the running back's face, and that's how we almost got that stop. That would have led to an even more dominant performance today. West Saint led the team with 6 tackles. Damn, Lewis for Pitt had 12 tackles. Kid's solid. See, that's pretty much it, man. We look good today. And you know what? Beck didn't have to be Superman today. That's one thing that stood out to me the most. We played our game. We played our offense. Beck stayed within the game plan. Play calling was creative enough that they schemed guys open for him. He didn't have to do too much. He didn't have to be Superman on any play. Just take what the defense gives you. Don't turn the ball over, and we'll be fine. Like I said, we had the one turnover, but it was towards the end of the game. It was already out of reach. Defense was dominant today. Absolutely. They deserve their flowers for sure. We're not made out like the old teams. No. This team's made of some different stuff, man. I'm not used to it, so please excuse my incorrect prediction the other day. But the PTSD takes time to heal, right? Chris Gons, we are clicking. We can play with anybody. Malachi Tony, CJ Daniels, another highlight reel catch. Yeah, no, that catch was stupid. It was sick. But all right, wanted to do a short show. Just check in with you guys, see what you guys all thought. I love the performance again. I feel really good about it. And maybe some fortune falls our way this afternoon or this evening. Let's see. I mean, again, I think that LSU-Oklahoma game is going to be a tight one, back and forth. Maybe we get lucky. Maybe LSU pulls off a victory. That alone might be enough to get us in as an at-large. Let's see. Anyways, guys, like and subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving weekend. Take care. I will see you Sunday night on The Flow Show.